Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this tutorial series, we are building this recipe finder app using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Now in this video, we will style this results grid and also the modal, which is the pop-up that appears when we click on any of these results. So let's get started. Right, here's my source code, and let's scroll down and let's start writing the code for this results grid. Now we want it to be displayed a number of results in a row. So for that we will use a display of grid. Let's go back and let's go to the index.html file. And here we can see for the results grid we have this division with the class of results grid. So let's target that. I'll just type results grid. And let's set the display to grid, and let's type grid template columns, and let's set it to repeat auto fit min max 240 pixels and 1 fr. Now this basically makes it responsive. So if you go back here, we can see that all these items are displayed one next to the other, and if I decrease the width of the browser window, we can see that now we have just 3 of these items displayed, and now we have 2 items displayed. So in this way this is completely responsive. Now let's go ahead and add some gap between these items. So let's go back over here and let's type gap of, let's try 25 pixels. Let's also add a margin top. So let's type margin top of 30 pixels. And this looks alright. Now let's target all the images inside these recipe items, and let's add a width to it. So let's go back over here, and here we can see we have this img inside the recipe item. So let's target that. I'll just type recipe item img, and let's set the width to 100%. So this is how it looks. Now we can see that it is all shifted to the left side a little bit. So if I zoom out, we can see that our whole app is shifted to the left side. So let's bring everything to the center. Let's go back over here to the CSS and let's scroll up, and here for the recipe finder container, let's add margin inline to auto. So it will set the left and the right margins to auto, and now we can see that it is in the center. Alright, so now if we go ahead and reduce the width of the browser window, this is how it looks. We can see that it is completely responsive. Right, now let's go ahead and style these recipe item divisions. So here we can see inside the results grid we have the recipe item, in that we have the image and the S3. So let's go ahead and target the recipe item. Let's type recipe item, and let's add a background color of white. Let's also add a border radius for rounded corners. So let's type border radius of, let's try 8 pixels. So here we can see we have this border radius, and let's also add a box shadow, and let's set the values to 0, 4 pixels, 10 pixels, RGBA 0, 0, 0 and 0.1, and this is how it looks. Now let's set the text align to left for this text inside the recipe item. So let's type text align left. So this is how it looks. Now let's also add some padding to this text. So let's target the S3 inside the recipe item. So let's type recipe item S3, and we'll set the font size to 1.15 rem, and let's set the font weight to 600, and let's set the padding to 15 pixels, and let's remove the default margin. So let's type margin of 0. Now for the image, let's also add a height. So here let's type height, and let's set it to 220 pixels, and let's also type object fit to cover so that it has the correct proportions. Right, now in the recipe item, let's set the display to flex, and we'll set the flex direction to column. And now we can see we have the correct spacing between the elements. Right, now let's set the cursor to pointer. So let's type cursor pointer, and let's also set the width to 100%. So if it has the space, then it will take up the whole width. Now when we hover over this, we need to have a little bit of hover effect. So for that, let's type recipe item :hover, and here let's type transform translate y, and let's set it to -5 pixels. So we'll just move it up a little bit, and let's type box shadow, and let's set the value to 0, 8 pixels, 20 pixels, RGBA 0, 0, 0 and 0.12, And let's also have a smooth transition. So here let's type transition and let's set it to all. 0.25 seconds ease in out. So this is how it looks. Right now let's style this modal. So when we click on any of these, we should have a modal displayed over here, and in that we need to display the details of this recipe. So let's go back and let's go to the index.html file, and for the modal we have this division of the class of modal container, and by default we have set a class of hidden to this as well. So here let's go ahead and type modal container, and let's set the position to fixed, and let's set the inset to 0 so that the values of left, right, top and bottom are set to 0. So it will take up the whole screen, and let's set the background color to RGBA 0, 0, 0, and for the opacity we'll just tap 0.6. So it will have a slightly darker overlay. Right now let's set the display to flex, align items to the center and justify content to the center. So it will be centered vertically and horizontally. Let's also add a Z index so that it will be above all the other elements. So let's set it to 1000. Now let's set the opacity to 1, and we'll also set the visibility to visible so that it is clickable. And if we have a class of hidden, so let's type modal container hidden, then we'll set the opacity to 0 and the visibility to hidden. So now we can see that the pop-up is not being displayed, but if we remove the hidden class from here, then we can see that the pop-up is displayed. Let's also add a backdrop blur. So here let's type backdrop filter and let's set it to blur 3 pixels. So now we can see that the background is blurred a little bit. Let's also add some padding so that it will look good on smaller screens. Right now let's target the division inside the modal container, which is called modal content. So let's add some styles to this. Let's type modal content, and let's type background color and let's set it to white. Let's add a maximum width of 800 pixels, and let's also add a maximum height, and let's set it to 90 viewport height. And now we should be able to scroll up and down inside this pop-up. So let's tap overflow Y of auto. Now we can see we are able to scroll up and down. Let's also add a box shadow. So let's tap box shadow and let's set the values to 0, 10 pixels, 30 pixels RGBA, 0, 0, 0 and 0.15. Let's also add a border radius for rounded corners. So let's tap border radius and let's set the value to 8 pixels. And let's also add a padding of 35 pixels top and bottom, 40 pixels left and right. Right now let's style this close button, and we need to bring it to the right side over here. So for that we need to set the position of this container division, which is modal content, to relative. So let's type position relative, and here let's type modal content, and in that we have this close button, and it has this class of modal close button. So let's type modal close button, and we'll set the position to absolute, and it will be positioned relative to this modal content. And let's set the top value to 15 pixels, and let's set the right value to 15 pixels as well. Right now let's add a background color, and let's set it to F8, F9, FA. I think we already created this variable, so let's use this light BG. So let's type var light BG, and let's add a border of 1 pixel solid E9 ECEF, which is a light gray color. Right now let's set the border radius to 50% so that we have round shape, and let's set the same height and width values. So let's type height of 35 pixels and width of 35 pixels. Let's set the display to flex, align items to the center and justify content to the center. Let's also set the font size to 2 rems. Let's set the cursor to pointer, and this is how it looks. It doesn't have the correct round shape for now. So let's go back and let's see what's the problem. So here for the width we need to also add pixels, and now we can see we have the correct round shape. Let's also set the color of this icon. So let's tap color, and let's set the value to 6C757D, and we need to rotate it a little bit to make it look like the close icon. So let's tap transform, rotate, and let's set it to 45 degrees. So now this looks like a close button. Now when we hover over this, we need to have a little bit of hover effect. So let's type modal content, modal close button, hover, and let's type transform, rotate, and let's set it to 135 degrees. And let's also change the color to a darker color, 343A40. So I think we already have that variable. So we have text dark. So let's have var text dark, and let's set the background color to E2, E6, EA, and this is how it looks. Let's also add a smooth transition so that we can see the rotation. So let's tap transition, and let's set it to all 0.2 seconds ease, and this is how it looks. Right now let's style the other elements inside this model. So first of all, we have this heading. So if you go back to the HTML file, we have this division with an ID of recipe details content, and in that we have the h2. So let's type hash recipe details content h2. Let's set the font size to 1.8 rem. Let's set the font weight to 700. Let's add a margin bottom of 20 pixels, and let's set the color of the text to var primary color. Right now let's style this image. So let's type hash recipe details content img. Here let's set the width to 100%, and let's add a border radius of 8 pixels, and we'll also add a box shadow. So let's type box shadow. Let's set the values to 0, 4 pixels, 10 pixels, RGBA, and let's set the value to 0, 0, 0, and 0.1. Right now let's style these S3s. So here we can see we have S3 for these headings. Let's go back and let's type recipe details content, and let's type S3. Let's set the font size to 1.2 rem. Let's set the font weight to 600, and let's add a margin top of 25 pixels. Let's add a margin bottom of 10 pixels, and we need to add a border bottom. So let's type border bottom of 2 pixel solid, and let's add the primary color as the border color, and let's also add some padding bottom. So let's type padding bottom, and let's set the value to 8 pixels, and this is how it looks. And then we have the list. So let's style this. Let's go back, and here we have this UL. Inside that we have the LIs. So let's type recipe details content UL, and let's remove the bullet. So let's type list style of none, and let's type padding left of 0. Let's add a margin bottom of 25 pixels. Right now let's style these list items. So let's type recipe details content ULLI. Let's add a padding of 8 pixels and 0. So 8 pixels top and bottom, 0 for left and right. Let's add a border bottom of 1 pixel dashed, and for the border color let's add the same color over here. So let's copy this, and let's paste it over here. So this is how it looks. Let's set the font size to 0.95 rem. I will just remove the border from the last list item. So let's type hash recipe details content ULLI colon last child, and here let's type border bottom, and let's set it to none. So for the last one we don't have the border. Right now let's style this paragraph. So let's type recipe details content P, and let's set the line height to 1.8. Let's set the font size to 1 rem. Right now let's style these links. So let's type recipe details content A, and let's set the color of the text to var primary color. Let's remove the underline. So let's type text decoration none, and let's set the font weight to 600. Now let's also add a hover effect. So let's type recipe details content a colon hover. Let's set the color to var dark primary color, and let's set the text decoration to underline. So now when you hover over this, we have the underline. Now let's add a margin top for these links. So here we have this video wrapper. So let's target the video wrapper. I just type hash recipe details content video wrapper, and let's add a margin top of 15 pixels. Let's add some margin bottom as well. Let's see how it looks. We can decrease the margin a little. Let's type 8 pixels, and that looks alright. So with that, we have styled the modal and also the results grid of our application. Alright, so that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below, and if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.